Ladies and gentle gamers, welcome back to Be Determined. In today's video, we're going to talk about the date for the Foraging update. I'll get to that right away. And also a couple changes they made to the alpha before they closed it. I was going to make a video once the alpha dropped because it was supposed to come out today, but it's 7 p.m. and it hasn't dropped yet, so I'm not going to wait any longer. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright, so first things first, if you go to status.hypixel.net and scroll down, you'll notice we have some scheduled maintenance for June 23rd from 6 a.m. to 12 EDT. So only 6 hours of maintenance to deploy the entire Foraging update. And yes, this is for Galatia, of course. They made sure to specify 0.23, the Foraging update for Galatia. So we officially have less than a week to go until the Foraging update will be out on the main server. And only 6 hours of maintenance. I was honestly expecting us to end up with at least 12, if not like 24 hours, but they're going to be able to deploy the changes pretty quickly. Plus, that's only a week away, which who would have thought Foraging updates coming out in 2025, let alone in less than a week. But with all that being said, I figure we should go ahead and move on to the things that they changed on the alpha before they closed it. Hopefully, they will open it up again before the update drops, but if nothing too major is changed, then I probably won't end up making a video about it. But most of the adjustments we're going to talk about today were made like on the day or the day after the first patch for alpha was made, so I made a video covering all of those changes. It was pretty extensive and pretty major stuff, but this is just some adjustments to that. Basically, they disabled the attribute menu, so you can't like combine attributes on the main server or on the alpha, and what that did on accident was kind of stop people from swapping over their armors. So if you had like a 15-star holo set and you wanted to change it to something that's actually going to be useful, don't worry, you'll be able to do that before the full release of the Foraging update, or maybe right after. But you're still not going to be able to combine your attributes together before the update. It's just if you have like a holo set or something, or an Aurora set that you wanted to change into Crimson or something else, you'll be able to do that before the update is finished. Or again, could be after the update releases, but you won't be stuck with a set of 15-star holo if that's what you have. They also said that the nerf to the 15-star infernal armors, basically they reduced the cost by 60%. That change isn't going to be released with the Foraging update. That'll come later. And also, if you do already have a 15-star infernal set, you'll be able to get a refund for 50% of the essence that you spent getting it there. So you're not going to be getting nothing back. You're only going to be getting half of it back, but hopefully you got some use out of it before this change happens. But yeah, you're getting 50% back now instead of nothing. They're also looking for ways to add that you can spend magmafish and crimson essence on, plus some improvements to Kudra's loot pool. So hopefully we get some adjustments to either the Crimson Essence shop, or maybe some things that you can star that involve Magmafish and Crimson Essence. But we'll just have to wait and see. They're also looking into making the Tormentor slightly useful in Kudra for starters. So if you didn't see that, the Tormentor is a new sword that's going to be found in Kudra. They're basically getting rid of the Enrager from the loot pool and changing it out for the Tormentor and another wand that they're adding. But right now they both look pretty trash, so hopefully the Tormentor changes will make it actually useful, because realistically there's no reason to not just use a Dark Claymore if you were actually going to use a left-click weapon in Kudra, but there's really no reason to use a left-click weapon in Kudra. Hyperion is just better for clearing, and then the Terminator is what you actually use to deal damage straight to Kudra. So I wouldn't be shocked, since they said they are also going to be planning a nerf or removal of Rend. They said this a couple months back. This isn't like new information, but since they're planning that, I wouldn't be shocked if they kind of change that ability to only be on Tormentor, and then Rend enchant swaps into something else that's just like a normal damage thing. But they might not even make it that strong. We'll just have to wait and see. They also announced they're working on Crosis for Kudra, which I think they announced that a while back when they did the changes to Crimson armor, but I guess they were just designing it, and now that's actually in development. I don't really think it needed a design phase though, so I don't know. Maybe they were just hard focused on Foraging for the last little bit, and they'll be adding that in hopefully in the near future, but more likely it'll be a couple months. But apparently there's an issue with Flaming Flay, Bestiary, and Loot Share. So I guess Flaming Flay can cause some bugs kind of the same way that Gauntlet of Contagion can, but either they won't release the patch to Gauntlet, or they'll patch the Flaming Flay as well. They don't want one of these bugs to be in and not the other, I guess. But either way, we shouldn't have to worry about it. So hopefully that all gets patched pretty quickly. And then at the very bottom, They put a reminder that the features listed and related to the thread are still subject to revision and feedback. More can and will be done if necessary. So I think that's a big point that a lot of people miss, is the alpha is for testing and changing things. So making investments into something that's good on alpha and then gets nerfed, it's bound to happen if you're investing in it. It is very much a risk and reward system because nothing on alpha is set in stone. That is kind of the whole point of the alpha, is to change things that are kind of overpowered or buggy or whatever. So just keep that in mind before you make any investments into any of these new changes or any of the changes that may or may not get added in the next couple weeks. But that's everything I have to go over today. Sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. I've been having really bad allergies for the day, and sorry it was such a short video, but I didn't have too much to go over. Again, hopefully the alpha opens up and I'll have some videos to make about that, but don't you worry, when the update drops on the main server, I'll have some videos pre-recorded because I will be doing a 24-hour stream when the Foraging update drops. So make sure to tune in for that. It'll be right here on YouTube and also on my Twitch, linked in the description. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you in the Foraging update. God bless.